Hello, YouTubers. It's me again. This is my second video of this morning. Um, and this is Topics to Go. Again, I'm AJ Copeland. The topics for today is from nowhere to somewhere. From nowhere to somewhere. Um, you know, I'm going to look at nowhere in a sense of being in a wilderness where there's a lot of fog, okay, where there's no clarity, where you cannot really see the things that are around you because you're confused in your mind on which direction that you want to go. And every day, your mind is changing on where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you want to do it. And you're stagnant in that place of nowhere. And it seems as though that your life is not moving forward. Nothing that you do is working. Your relationships are not working. Your job is not working. Your money is not working. Your housing is not working. Your finances is not working. Nothing that you attempt to do in your life is not working. And I call that place nowhere. The question is, though, can you get from nowhere to somewhere? Now, as we look at history, and if we read and, if we keep up with the social media, and if we read and if we, you know, think about the mentors, that are out and about, that have became self-made millionaires or self-made billionaires. There's so many of them out there. I'm not going to begin to call names. I'm sure at the top of your head right now, your mind right now, you can think of a couple on your own without me even naming any that are self-made millionaires, self-made billionaires. But then there are those individuals that maybe be close to home. They're just comfortable, they're not in any debt. They're in a pretty good place in life. They have everything that they need. They're able to pay their bills. They're able to do all the things that they need to do. But being in that place of nowhere, okay, prayerfully, a lot of people in a place of nowhere is because there's a lack of trust within themselves. When you don't trust yourself, let me tell you something, because I'm speaking from experience, okay? When you don't trust yourself, you don't trust your ideals, you don't trust the things that you believe in, you don't trust the decisions that you make. And usually that's because the individuals that you allow around you, that you allow in your circle. And when you allow the wrong people around you and you allow the wrong people in your circle, they only feed that doubt. They only feed those insecurities that you have. Because if they have nothing to show, if you cannot see that their lives are in a place of somewhere, and all of you are in that place of nowhere, and everybody's confused, and no one has any direction or any idea where they're going, you're going to be like wild ants, stagnant, trying to find food, blind and trying to find your way, trying to sift your way through the grounds and above the ground to locate the right food to take back to the queen. That's how you're going to be. So, what am I saying? Before I can get to somewhere, I got to deal with nowhere. All right? So you're in a place of nowhere in your life. Okay? You're in a place of struggle, in a place of trouble. in a place of fear, in a place of worry, in a place of doubt. And in that place, you're just wandering in the wilderness because you're trying to figure everything out. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking from personal experience. And even when blessings, even when good things come your way, you can't even identify them. If a good person come your way to be in your life, that you have an effective and healthy relationship, you can't see it. If a good job comes your way, you turn it down because you didn't see it. If good opportunities come your way, if good friends come your way, you can't see them because you're yet stagnant in your wilderness. The first thing you got to do is first you have to get back to a place of acknowledging yourself. You have to acknowledge yourself. Now, acknowledging yourself is acknowledging all the bad stuff about you. Okay. Now, I may not get into somewhere in this video because this particular video I'm talking about nowhere. From nowhere to somewhere. I may not get to somewhere right in this video, but the next video I get to somewhere, okay? But you're stagnant. So you got to get back to acknowledging yourself. And you got to acknowledge all that bad stuff about you. All that unclean stuff about you. All that dirty stuff about you. And you got to look at it one by one, by one, by one, by one, by one. And you got to deal with each of them separately. You have to address every bad thing about you. Because before you can do anything else in your life, you got to first deal with you. And the problem with most individuals is that they deal with everybody else but themselves. They find problems with everybody else. They find fault in everybody else. They point fingers at everybody else. Everything that go wrong in their lives is because of everybody else. If it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't be here. If it hadn't been for you, this wouldn't have went through my life. If it hadn't been for you, no one really looks at themselves. I had to take a look at myself and look at my life and look at me and say, you know what? What is it that you need to change about you? What are all the bad stuff? See, you're familiar with all the good stuff. See, we're always familiar with the things that are good about us, but we never want to acknowledge and address the things that are bad about us. And that's what you have to do. And when you begin to do that, you can slowly find yourself leaving that place of nowhere, going to the place of somewhere. But you got to acknowledge yourself. Now, many people do it through religion. Many people get saved and get sanctified and get into church and get a pastor and all of a sudden they cleanse and they holy and they righteous. And so they feel like, now I've dealt with myself because now I'm saved and I'm sanctified. The problem with that is most people that are in religion are just in religion. They don't really have a relationship with any God. They just have a religion with a tradition and a philosophy and a theology of a man. But you want to be able to have a connection with your God. A direct connection with your God, if you choose to go that route. But being I'm not dealing with that, I'm going to stay focused here for right now. So, dealing with everything about you is beginning to acknowledge every bad thing about you. And when you acknowledge every bad thing about you, you want to get to a place of correcting things about you. And it doesn't matter how old you are. I know a lot of people say, when you get a certain age, you set in your ways. I'm not set in my ways. I'm forever changing. Even at this age I am now, today, I'm forever